Hey everyone, and welcome back for this video. We are in video 9 of this very long series about Spark and how to use it within Microsoft Fabric. And today we're going to be looking at the group by functionality and creating aggregates from those group bys. So how do we group up our data and perform kind of basic calculations on these different groups, which is pretty much a core exercise that we do in, well, any sort of data processing tasks, really, as I'm sure you're familiar with. So, as ever, the code that you're going to see here is available on the GitHub. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. If you're enjoying this series, give this video a like. It really helps other people find this content that you might think is useful. And if you do have other colleagues or people you work with that you think might find this valuable, I'd be grateful if you shared it with them as well. Okay, so let's get going. And to kick us off, we are going to need some data. And what I've done is I've created a slightly extended version of the data that we've been using up until this point, because it's very difficult to do group by operations on a data set with 3 rows. So again, this will be on GitHub as well. We've got property sales extended.csv. So I've just added that into our same lakehouse, as you can see here. Into the files location, we've got this one here, property sales extended.csv. So let's go back to our notebook and read it in and see what it looks like. Okay, so let's just read this in as a CSV. Headers equals true, infer schema equals true. Saving that into the variable df, and then we're calling df.show to just see what this looks like. Okay, so now we have, again, our address, our type, our city, our sale price, and now we've got a few more rows to play with. So this is where it gets interesting. Not quite in the realm of big data yet, but we've got about 20 rows. And so what we're going to be doing is grouping this data by various columns and performing some aggregate functions on this sales price column. Perhaps we want to know what the average sale price in New York was, or what the average sale price for each agent was. That'd be interesting stuff to figure out from an analysis point of view. Okay, so let's kick us off with a nice simple one. And the syntax in Spark, or at least pySpark, is df.groupby, and you pass in the column that you want to group by as a string. If you've got one column, we'll look at multiple columns a bit later on. And then we're going to call the aggregate function that we want to become the aggregate, and then we're going to call .show. So what I'm doing is I'm getting a count of the rows, but after we group by the city. So I'm saying, okay, how many sales are there in each of these cities? So in Los Angeles, we've got 5. In Atlanta, there's 4. New York, there's been 8 sales in our data set. So that's interesting. We can also do perhaps the maximum. So we've got count, we've got max, we've got min, average, which is AVG. And again, this is going to return the agent and the max sales price. So what their biggest sale was for each agent. And this is okay. We can see that it's not particularly nice having this max sales price as our column header. So what we might want to do is rename that. Right? So there's a few different ways of doing that. First, we can use our good old friend with column renamed, and we've looked at that quite a lot before. So this probably is very similar to what we've just seen here. We're doing a group by with a max, and then after that, we're just piping that into with column renamed, using the max sales price as the column we want to rename. And we're changing it to max underscore sales price, for example. It's a bit cleaner. And then we're showing that, and I'll run that in a second. But the other way of doing this is by using agg. So this is like aggregate function. And we're going to be using this a few more times in a few different ways. So it's useful to understand this syntax. So what we're doing here is we're saying, okay, group my data frame by the agent column. And then I'm going to perform a generic aggregation. So I'm calling AGG is like, I want to do some aggregate, but I don't know what yet, or I haven't told you which one yet. And then we're going to call in max. And now that we're not using the functionality built into the data frame object, we need to import it from this library. So we need to call from pyspark.sql.functions, import sum, import max. Like we're not using sum in this example, but whichever one you need to use, you'll need to import it at the top. Okay, so now we've got this max and we're passing it in, right? What we're also doing is providing an alias. So in this style of working, we don't need this column renamed because we're passing everything into this aggregate function. We can use this .alias. So let's just have a look at the results here. Okay, so pretty much the same or exactly the same. We've got our agents and their max sale price calculated using two different ways. Okay, so now we're going to be expanding that second method of defining an aggregate. And in this example, what we're doing is very similar. We're going to be grouping by the city this time, and we're going to be defining two different aggregate functions. First, I'm going to be getting the maximum sales price, which is what we did previously, and I'm going to round it to 0 decimal places. And again, we're going to need to import that from pySpark.sql.functions. Then we're going to pass in another aggregate into this ag function, separated with a comma. So we're also going to get the average sales price. And again, we're going to round it and we're going to give it an alias of average. So let's see what this gives us. Okay, so we've got for each city, Los Angeles, Atlanta, and New York, we've got the maximum sales price, which is this. And we've also got the average sales price, both rounded to 0 decimal places. Okay, so we're starting to build a bit more logic on top of this, a bit more complexity. We can also do filtering on an aggregate. So if you're used to using SQL, this is similar to the having statement. So after a group by, we can do having, and it filters out results of that group by. So in Spark, what that looks like is calling again group by the city, the aggregate. These are all the same as before. We've got two aggregate functions, the maximum sales price and the average sales price. And then on the end, we're chaining on a where statement, and where the column, which is again something we have to import if we want to do it like this, where this is greater than or equal to 500,000. So there we go. So there's only actually one city with an average sales price of over 500, and that's Atlanta. Just before you send me lots of comments and emails or whatever, this is completely made up data, by the way. So I don't live in America, but I'm pretty sure the price of property in Atlanta is less than it is in New York and Los Angeles, but you can let me know about that in the comments. Okay, so next let's look at grouping by multiple columns. And as you might have guessed, that's quite simple as well. We can just do df.groupby, and we pass in a list of columns. So here we're passing in the city and the agent. And the aggregate function we're using here is average. So .avg, we're calculating the average on that sales price column. So now we're going to get more rows because it's kind of doing a group by of all the different combinations of city and agents in our data set. We've got Atlanta and Sheila. The average sales price is 259. We haven't rounded it this time, but you know how to do that if that's what you need. So that's how to group by multiple columns. Okay, and that's the end of this video. A very brief introduction to grouping and aggregates within pySpark, within Microsoft Fabric. Hope you found that useful. As ever, the code for this notebook is available on our GitHub, link in the description. If you found this useful, I'd be grateful if you gave it a like, subscribe if you're not already, because we've done 9 videos so far in this series. There's still another 20 or 21 to go. So we've got a long way to go, learning all about pySpark in Microsoft Fabric as well. So I hope you're enjoying the series. Leave a comment if you have any questions about anything that I've shown you today, and I'll see you in the next one.